my name is Christopher Cutts. We're at the Christopher Cutts Gallery, and we're presently looking at work by gallery artist Max Johnson. And I've been working with him since the early 90s. Even though this work is done in 2005, it's a good representation of Max's other hat as a visual artist, and that is him being a graffiti artist. His tag is actually Ren, not Wise One, even though Wise One is one that he does play with as well. But his main tag is Ren, or surrender. Juxtaposed just below it is an early painting. This painting dates back to 1999, and it's one of Max's knot paintings. And they are material-based paintings, and in essence what material-based painting is using the subject as the material itself. That paint, in essence, is what the painting is all about. What Max has done is he literally painted on a pane of glass, and then he would peel up the paint, several layers, and it would have different kind of color striations through it, and then he would cut them into strips, and in this case tied them in the knots, and then use paint to adhere it to the surface. And it's really more about the physicality of itself and its texture. So you're not seeing any real compositional device. It's an all-over composition. His paintings are becoming more traditional as things evolve. And you see now it's working on the picture plane surface. Still has those elements here. He's using them more compositionally now than just as the overall subject matter. And he's also incorporating a painterly element. And you can see this is going to point to exactly where Max is today. Now we're looking at a contemporary painting by Max. This painting was made last year, and you can see he's done away with those little twisted knots of paint or any large impasto. It's become much more traditional. However, he still is marrying or using the duality of sort of geometric painting as well as painterly painting here. You get this idea of this sense of motion, dragging the paint here, but they're all laid out in rather geometric shapes. And the other thing that it does is it starts to shift the plane. So it creates the illusion of space. Where his earlier paintings were all about the physicality, and they had a certain sort of space, but it was literally a physical space. You know, the paint was deep. In this case, the painting is very flat, but it has this idea of it folding inside itself or pushing out. And that's obtained by these geometric forms and those shapes, as well as by this sort of painterliness in the warmer colors advancing, the cooler colors receding, and the layering effects. Okay, so here we're looking at a horizontal formatted painting. I really like this picture. I think it's very elegant. And the way he's handled the expressionistic gestures are so deliberate. It looks so good. And when you look at it, you think, wow, how did you get that idea of spontaneity? But it's just right, these little stutters here, everything. Anyway, terrific painting. And a point I want to make about Max's paintings, at first appearance, they're deceptively simple. You'll look at them and you'll think, okay, it's a good painting, but if you give it a little time, they reveal themselves to it. So like anything that I think is really good, you know, whether it's painting or something that tastes good or a good piece of music, it takes some time to really appreciate it. You got to let it. So when you let your eyes settle on this and you sort of relax, all those plays with the picture plane, like that undulating in and out, this idea of space, which is of course illusion, and the idea of speed, or you know, there's almost a kinetic energy because of his painterliness, but it's contained in. All of that starts to reveal itself when you sort of relax yourself and look at it, and it just slowly reveals it. And they're very rewarding paintings. In fact, I think I refer to them as deceptively simple, but actually very sophisticated work.